Streaming. Hello. Okay. So I tried to make the audio, like the microphone, a little bit more. I don't know, with a little bit more filters. The OBS. I tried to change them a little bit because when I was watching the video yesterday, there was a lot of crazy spikes and stuff. That was annoying. Um. Today I'm gonna continue with the with this big code and try to write down the platform even more details. Hopefully we will get to some interesting places. Okay, where were we? Okay, I was trying to iterate through a hash map here. And I didn't know how to do it, honestly. So I'm gonna have to check it on website. Maybe I can just to iterate through all hash map. Items in Zig. Entry. Old format. I don't remember if this is so. It should be entry. And then entry dot. I'm sorry. Problem here. Value ptr. Oh, it's the. We want the key. The key is. So I have a hash map, and I have the keys are a vector. And then I go through this hash map by iteration. I access my vectors and I multiply these vectors with this tile set size. File size. Yeah, I have to change the name of this thing. Okay, here. So this is file size to line. Okay. In here. tile size width 1. Let's try to search again. Is there anything that says width 2? I know. Okay, that's good. So I have the indices from like the vector indices of each tile. And then I multiply that tile with some size, I get some position. That's the starting position of the rectangle. And then the size of the rectangle should be the tile size itself. And I just draw them yellow. Okay, let's try to run this. Sorry. Failed. Okay, the build is going to continue a little bit. I have an error here. No field or member function named the init in hashmap manage iterator. So we don't deinitialize the iterator here. But we can check the build. Okay. Okay, so I have a platform in gray, and then I try to first I draw all the platforms that I have. Obviously, I just have one platform. I draw this platform with this line. Sorry, with this line, and then I define an iterator for the hash map that I defined for tiles. I go through all the tiles that I have, and yeah, it's completely over the platform, so it's okay, it's working. Nice. Now, so there are a couple of things that I want to do. There's the first thing, I just want to change the, okay, I want to add the FPS variable into the game. So here, for example, sorry, FPS, I'm pretty sure it should be a 32. I don't remember, is it integer or float? So I'm gonna just initialize this by 60, and then we just search for set FPS. No, what was the function there? For the name. Oh yeah, set target FPS. Here we just use game.fps. So game itself.fps. And then I need a delta, so I need to define some timing, like a delta t. So each frame happens within some within some time. So I just need to define this variable, and dt, and here I just need to say dt. Okay, maybe in game setup. The first thing I do, I just say game that. Oh no, I will have an error. So I have to do it here. dt is equal. Can I access it here? Maybe undefined here, so I don't have an error. And then here I will say the first thing dt says self, that dt is equal to 1 over self dot fps. Okay. So now I have a timing variable for each frame, like how long each frame takes. Now I can pass this variable to different setups. Like for example, if I want to do a process for calculation of the collision between the player and each of the platforms, or even the movement of the player itself, I can do it with this step, like a very small step that I can use. Now the first thing is I have to make the player be able to move. So how do I do it? I can. What do I have here? I can do it in. Okay, so I can define a process function inside the game. So I have a run here. There is a game loop here while. And inside this game loop, I want to call process function. So for example, self.process. So what it does, it's going to it's going to handle everything that is related to player movement. Process self. I mean, I'm more lazier than this, so I can just use G rather than self. Okay. Now, what do we do? So we first have to get all the options, all the input. So if the button is pressed, keyboard pressed, I do this. I can just, for now, I can just try this one, saying that if, for example, in Raylib there is key, like a key down for the right and left, rl.keyboard key, left if it's left, Okay, what do we do here? G.player position. And so left is a minus equal to some dx. I will define this dx here as some integer. For now, I'm going to put just 1. Let's repeat this for if is a down. It shouldn't be else if, maybe. For right and left, we can do this direction, I guess. The keyboard key dot right key dot player dot position plus equal to bx. If we don't have the down or up button yet because we'll have to apply gravity after some time. But for now, this should be working. I can add gravity here. So game equal to struct here. Now add gravity. I like to use integers. I'm gonna put it as 1 for now. I mean, it's really small one, but whatever. Let's first try and then we can change it later. I can do, this is not if, this is just, so player can have a velocity. I can say player equal to okay. I can add velocity as a vector I, and then here I can add a maximum velocity as well here. Max vel. That's also an integer vector. Here I am going to do dot player dot velocity 1. That's plus equal to g dot gravity. And then I'm going to check. I'll get g dot player dot velocity 1 is equal to if g dot player dot velocity 1. Okay. Actually, I can just do it directly here. If it's less than or equal to g dot player dot velocity 1. I should say g dot player dot velocity 1 plus g dot gravity, else g dot player dot max velocity. Okay, so here I say if it's the, oh no, sorry, it should be a maximum velocity here. Okay, so if the velocity is less than or equal to max velocity in the direction of y or vertical direction, we just add the gravity to the velocity. Else, we just put it equal to the max velocity and let it fall too fast. Let's try. I mean, it's gonna fall too fast, I assume. What is the error? Missing struct field val. Oh, I just defined val, no? Ah, okay. Okay, so I can put it 0, 0. So the error I have to here. So this thing is vec2. I didn't initialize these things. I'm going with 0, 0 for velocity, and this thing could be, I'm going with like 5 and 5 for now. What's the error here? It says that the type I32. Okay, so FPS is an integer, which means that FPS here, let's change this to I and it should work. Another problem. Okay, this is a FPS is an integer and our dt is a float. So I have to do div trunc, or I have to first make this FPS a float. Do I have a function for this? I don't know. Yes, there is a I2F32. Yeah, it's here. Okay. 2F32 self.fps, and then I will just remove that part. Should be okay, this one, no? I think this is okay in the, if two of them are F32, the other one should be F30. Yes, it's okay. And then, oh, okay, this is position 0. G.player.pose, yep. This is 0. This is also 0. Okay, let's run this. Okay, I don't have any error. So I run Zig out in Zig Ray. Okay, I don't know if you see this. Check in the OBS. Yeah, you see it. Okay. Okay. I can go right and left really easily, but the gravity doesn't work for some reason. It's really a slow, like this dx could be more. Just say a bit faster stuff. But then why the gravity doesn't work? Oh, okay, because I just don't update the position here. I can just say, I can say velocity. Yep. And then here minus dx. J dot player dot okay, position plus equal to J dot player dot velocity. Now gravity should work. Okay. It works. It's a little bit fast, and I mean, not that fast. Just we have to put collision, some blocks, some platforms under it, so that it just falls over some platform. Okay. Okay, here I don't need the iteration to happen again. I will define a function, call it test draw. We're using self, so I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to say, and then whenever I need it, I can just use it here. For now, it's okay. Okay, so how do we do this? So first we have to add a platform under the player, or add some platforms there. I will call the test draw just to see our tiling works also. Self, and then what I need to do is to add a platform under the player. So basically copy paste this here, and then say that this is starting by. So what was the tile size, by the way? Um, okay, so the tile size is 32, and the tile number is so I can put platforms on 0, 19 up to 31, 19. So that would be, I don't have a function at platform. I just say platforms, yeah, self.platforms here. Here I will start. So the position of this rectangle that I want to add as a platform, it starts at the 0th tile on the X. On the Y, it's the last tile, which is the 19. And the size is, so the width is 31. And this one is 1, right? Okay, let's try this. Zig and Zig out, Zig Ray. Yep. Okay. Well, I have something here, and I can see clearly that the tiles are working. The tiles. Okay, so the first thing, I just want to change this draw test. I'm extremely, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm too much perfectionist. Even I have to even change the name of this function to something that resembles to my brain. But yeah, sometimes I have to just do it. So this is draw tile grid. Oh no, it's not a grid. It's lines. Okay. Draw tile lines. Draw tile. Okay. So now I have to put some kind of a collision for. I have a weird problem here. So I have a fly in the room. He's on the window. Oh, there was actually one of them only. I just put it out. Then there was another one, and I just put it out again. And then now there are 3 flies on the window. I don't understand what's happening. Where are they coming from? It's so weird. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to the code. Um. So first thing for collision is to have some functions, some geometrical functions detect there is a collision in shapes. And my platform is some kind of a rectangle. And then all the platform that I intend to use are going to be rectangles for simplicity. The only thing that is difficult here is to have a collision for rectangle and circle. Because my player is my player is a capsule. So the shape of the player is capsule. So for example, let's can comment the gravity line. Where is the gravity line here? Here. Okay, so here is my player. This goes inside the platforms. I mean, goes over them. Oh, by the way, it has to stop. So this doesn't stop for some reason. Happening. Okay. Here I have to put else. If they're not pressed, the key down for right and left is not pressed. If neither of them is true, then g.player.well0 is just 0. Let's try again. What's happening? Okay, this is now working, I guess. Now, okay, so the shape of my player is a capsule. It has some half circles up and down. I have to write a collision for a circle and rectangle, and then there is a center part which is a square or rectangle, which is another collision between two rectangles. Now, rectangle collision is really easy. It's just some conditions. Platform angle. How should I write this one? Okay, I will just write a function that says is collision rectangle collision. And then I will pass in the position of the first rectangle. So position the first rectangle, position 1, x, which is 32, equals 2x. Maybe I should do them as vectors. Suppose 1 is vector y, plus 2 is vector y. Okay, first the size 1. vect y, and oops, and now I pressed wrong buttons. Okay. Size to vect y, and then does it return? It returns boolean. So I will define variable collision equal to false, return, or I don't need to define any variable, I can just okay. How do we do this though? So if position 1, let me draw this thing. So the first if position 1 0 is less than or equal to position 2, sorry, position 2 0, and 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 2 plus size 1 size 0. And there is the this is I don't remember how this used to work. Okay, so this is pose 1. I have to write it down somewhere. If this, and then there is the second one. Okay, okay. So we first say if pose 1 0 less than or equal to pose 2 0, greater than or equal to pose 2 0 and size 2 0. Okay. Now this is the X part, and then the Y part is pose 1 1 is less than or equal to 1 0. So, no 1 1. Okay. 2 1. That means that the first rectangle is the left side of the second rectangle. And then okay, I'm doing a mistake here. This is size 1, 0. Here, I just remove it. Okay, here I'm just saying that if the first rectangles is left of the, like the beginning of the first rectangle, top left corner of the first rectangle is on the left side of the top left corner of the second rectangle. If that's the case, then check if the right side of the first rectangle is right side of it is right side of the top left corner of the second rectangle. Then that means that there is an overlap in the x in the horizontal axis. Now we need to do the overlap for vertical axis. And then pose 1 place size 1, and then if this is equal to then return true. Okay. Now I have to do the same thing, but this time I have to do it with exactly the opposite. If the first rectangle is on the right side. So for that to happen, I just need to change this to 2. This is 1. This is 2. 2. This is 1. This is 2. This is 1. 2. Okay. And if none of this happens, that means that they don't have any collision. So we can return false. Okay, so first one is okay. Let's try this. Vision. I will define another function of a fan is layer platform collision. Is collision layer form, which means that I will give position of the player, position 1, some radius for the player. I don't remember what was that, or I can just send player itself some pointer to the player, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna just give the pointer to player. And then the platform itself, I believe we have a type platform, right? I just define a type platform with the position and size. I can just pass the platform here. I can do form. It doesn't need to be a pointer. Let's okay. There's a boolean. For now, we'll just consider player as a rectangle, and then after some time, I'm gonna add the circle collision with the rectangle, which is a more difficult thing to do for me. Return is collision rectangle, rectangle, and then for this is player.position. For size, I'm gonna do the square of the middle square of the player, which is the 2 times tile size. No, sorry, 2 times r, 2 times r. So that would be vec2i 2 times player.radius r 2 times player.r. And then for the second position, this is the position of the platform. And this one is size of the platform. Okay, this should work. Now that I have this collision player platform, I can go down and then so how do we do it? So the easiest way is to have a loop over all the platforms, like we have an array list of platforms. I loop through all of the items there, like all the platforms, and then try to find the collision between each of the platforms and the player, which is kind of a brute force, and it's not really efficient. Since we are using a tile system, it's more easier if we use just the tiles. So we have to see if we apply the movement. So for example, we have a velocity, and then we send the next position of the player based on some velocity to the collision check. Like we say that pretend the player is there, see if there is any collision. And then if there is a collision, we say that we just ignore the velocity changes, and we set all the velocity and stuff equal to 0. That's the easiest way to do it, I guess, with the tiling for now. But then we have to add stuff later, like how to find out if the player is on the ground or on the floor. Is it falling or is it jumping? Like these things we have to add it later. Okay. So let's define a function that checks for collision of the player with surrounding tiles. Did I write it in the game struct? I don't think so. Game struct is becoming too big, so again I will just pass is player move limit, something like this. I don't know. Maybe I can change the name of this function later. Okay, so the first thing we need is we need the game thing itself. Game struct itself, because we need to have access to all the platforms and all the files and player, like all of this information. So we need the game. And then what do we need to here? For now, I just can leave it like this. And what does it return? It's a boolean. Oh, okay. And then now the move. The move is a some kind of a position. So it's a kind of a new position, which is a vector. We just need to imagine that the player is in the new position and then see if there is a collision with this player and the tiles surrounding this this player. So to do that, so play new position is center. So I get the position of the player exactly at the center of this capsule. To get the left side of this capsule, const left, we have to do new pose minus 2 times g dot player. No, it's not times, it's just g dot player dot r. Okay, we can get to the right side of this capsule. Have to add here, and this is sorry, this is new position 0. Also 0. Now we have a similar thing here, but then this is kept up. New pose 1. And then kept down. Okay. Kept top, kept bottom. It's easier to remember for me, so I'm going to change them. Okay. So I'm now first only considering the. Oh no, I have to consider the whole player shape. So this is already okay, right and left, but then top should be minus 2 times this, and this is 2 times. I have to consider the top of the top half circle and the bottom of the bottom half circle. For the capsule, now I have all the borders. Basically, I have the borders. I just need to find out what tiles correspond to these values here that I have for cap left, cap right, cap top, cap bottom. To do that, we have to put a const. So I put this index I, and then this is I to F to, okay, I don't have that kind of function. I need to get some index here. To it. This is the cap left divided by div trunk. So I have to do div trunk. It's just basically division for integers. Cap left and file size. Game dot. What is the size of this build? What do you exactly mean, like the size of the build? You mean size of the scene, or I don't. Can you specify that, please? So game dot size. This one is J. Oh, sorry, that's my bird. I will try to mute for a few seconds. Okay, I think she's okay now. So we go back to here. I have the I and J. J is top. And then these are integers. Cap left and cap top are integers. Tile size is integers, everything. And then I have Imax, which is the trunk. Cap right. Again, game dot tile size. And HDJ. This is not cap right, this is cap bottom. Then we go for a loop. Loop. And just use while I is not equal to Imax. Less than or equal to Imax. And we increment I plus equal to 1. We do another while j less equal to j max. J plus equal to 1. And then, so first I have to see if there is any block there. So to see if there is any block, I have a hash map of tiles. How do I save tiles here? In game, I have a tile set, which is a hash map. And the keys are vectors. This is a tile type. So I just have to see if in certain indices I and j, this thing is is a, okay, what is tile type? It's block. And I missed something here. Okay. This is a constant, by the way, so I can increase them. I go to line min, that j is equal to j. Then here, if j dot tile set get how to then I have to give some vec y I and j. If that exists, then there is a collision. Okay, sorry. Here, I just name it tile. Okay. If tile dot if tile is equal to block, return true. That's interesting. Okay, so I just remembered one thing. I just don't set the files type in when I'm adding the platforms. Oh no, I do it here? Oh, apparently I did it yesterday. I have not used it there. Okay, so just that here I'm using platform position. Platform position is already in indices. And for some reason, in my, is this? Oh no, it's okay here. Okay, it should work in principle, this should work. Yes, let's try. So I have to use this function, is player move valid somewhere in the process function, process. So here, I can just define a var new position equal to g dot player dot position plus g dot player dot velocity, and then I will try to do here. I should try to see if, okay, so const collision, and I will define this as this return of the player platform collision thing. Here I have to pass g.player and the platform. Oh no, not this one. What did they call the other function? I don't remember. Is player move valid? Yep. And I just pass this here. What is the, here is also a new post. Oops, what did I do? Okay. Here it's a new post. Okay, so I passed the new post to this is player move valid. I get this collision. This collision is a boolean. If collision, if not collision, sorry. If collision, do something here. G.player.pose is equal to new position. If position here we just do return. It's not just return, we have to change the velocity equal to 0. Divide 0 I mean, this is not the best thing because we have to separate. It's the constant, by the way. So this is not very good because we have to check like first the horizontal, then there is a vertical movement separately. But then it should be buggy, but it should work just a little bit, I guess. Okay, boolean, okay, function with non-void return type will implicitly returns. Clear, move it. Turn true, okay. Here, if it didn't return anything, it should return false. Oh, there was no error. It's really rare to have no error when you're putting Zig unless you are. I mean, for me, it's really rare. Okay, it works, so I cannot go left. Yeah. For some reason, okay. I can try to check up and down if I just add the up and down movement. How do I do that though? Where did I put the... Oh, it was in process. Is key down, or keyboard key that up, key that layer that velocity 0. So up is negative, I'm gonna do negative x, else if RL is key down, keyboard key, it's RL dot keyboard key that down, it would be G dot layer that velocity. Sorry, this is 1. Dx, else that layer that velocity 1 is just 0. And then here, I can also print left. Here, right. Oh, up. Okay. Let's go. Okay. So here you should see what I'm pressing. So this is left, but then, okay, so a little bit, I mean, there's too much left, so I have to press right from time to time just to be sure that this is not passing. Okay, I come down, go up, down, up, just doesn't pass. I think there should be some kind of a problem when I go like, nope, okay, seems okay for now. I mean, it's a rectangle thing, it's not exactly correct, so I cannot, if you pay attention, I cannot really, in the corners, I cannot get closer. A little bit weird, no? Or, no, it's okay. I mean, there is some kind of a, yeah, it's okay. Okay, here, for example, oh no, it's okay. I felt like the corners shouldn't, like this shouldn't happen, no? Oh no, you cannot go up, but you can go left. Okay, it's okay. I don't know. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. There's no problem. So this collision thing, it just avoids this player to fall down. We can just use the gravity now. So to do that, I can just comment this things here. I honestly, I can just put them somewhere just to use them for testing later. But for gravity, we need to do this. Okay. Clear the position. Okay, now Zig build. It's not good. Zig out. Zig ray. Okay, we have. Okay, it doesn't go right, it doesn't go left for some reason. But then it just how is it possible? Oh, okay, it's because every time here gravity is applied at the same time where we also check the left and right. So we have to do this twice. First, we have to check for collision with only gravity to see if it's there. We can also see if it's on the floor or something. Can it fall or not? This is this interesting thing. We have to do them separately once, and then next time we have to do them together to detect both kind of collisions separately. So here there is one this new position. So this is the combined position. I'm gonna call it, okay, I'm just gonna keep it as a new position, but then I'm gonna call this horizontal, okay, new position 1, I guess, for now, for lack of better words. It's just d dot player dot position plus g dot player dot fill. So this only considers the horizontal movement, and then we do the gravity, and then we have the horizontal plus the vertical movement. And then we can do this part here. We would have to repeat this part. I was thinking maybe I can just make it a new function. Okay, I feel like there's something wrong with this, but I think I have to wait and think about this approach. Huh? So if it goes right and left, it shouldn't return, of course, because and the velocity shouldn't be 0. Okay. Then we do this. We say, okay, this is the new position 2, and this is the collision 2. All right. Okay. Position 2. Now, I feel like I should do another one too. This should be collision if collision 1 is active or collision 2 is active. Happen. No. If collision 2, this should happen. And then return. Else, if collision 1 is happening, player g.player.position. Okay, I'm just completely confused now. What am I doing? Okay, so the second there is that is for both of them. That's a colon, and velocity 1 is 0. That velocity 1 equal to 0. Okay, sorry, I just for some reason these are a little bit difficult for me right now. But then g.player.position equal to new pose 1. And then else, if none of them is happening, this is 2. Happening now. Okay, so first I check for collision on horizontal and vertical movement. If that's happening, the whole movement is cancelled. And I don't have to do the return anymore. If it's only the horizontal collision, there is no vertical. This should be, sorry. So the horizontal movement velocity is 0. Okay. Okay, this is and call 1. The velocity is this and the movement is cancelled. If this is call 2 and not call 1, then velocity 1 is 0 and new position 1 is given to the g.player.position. Okay. And then else we do this. I think this should be working now. I mean, there's still bugs with this because it's not going to work with every situation. I have to also do the separate vertical movement. Let's see how this will turn out to be. Okay, so gravity works. And I can move right and left for the platform. Oh, that's cool. The final thing is that so what can I do for as a last thing that I can do for today? I'm gonna do only vertical heading. Oh, maybe I can just add jump. Alt is key pressed around the keyboard key the space. Okay, here g.player.velocity 1 should be equal to minus g.player.jump power. What do I name? I don't like to put underline really. Then okay. Player equal to struct. Okay, here I need to define jump power. And then this thing is I32, and I'm gonna make it for now 10. Oops, sorry. Okay. So whenever a space is pressed, we will have this build should make for the jump work. Okay, jumping works. Okay, it's actually very cool. And I can just walk off the edge. Cool. So that's it for today. I'm gonna have to end the stream here, but before doing that, I will. Okay, I will give the GitHub link of this code somewhere. Okay, first I have to do here git add whatever here. But did I define git ignore here? Yeah, there is. Okay, git add whatever there is. Okay, I have to do it. This will. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, it touches it. It's okay. Git commit -m some basic movements and git push. Um, okay, it's done. So I just need to share the link with you. So if I go in the page, what's the name of this thing? I don't remember even. Zig Ray, okay. Okay, I will go to the chat. How to can access the chat through OBS, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Now you should see the link for a GitHub page for the whole code. I can put in the description even, because yeah, I will open YouTube Studio and then put it there for people who want to watch it later. It's okay now. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope that I mean, I'm an amateur programmer, so this is gonna be like this. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it. See you again, hopefully tomorrow. Yeah.